This week on Racing at Autodrome St-Eustache, it's the Snap-on 100, plus interviews with promoter Claude Aubin and race driver Francois Odette. All this brought to you by Chenoy's Delicatessen and Steakhouse, serving you since 1936. Welcome back to another edition of Racing at Autodrome St-Eustache. I'm Brian Mulligan, and a pleasure to be with you. Joining us for a few moments before we get racing underway is the owner-promoter of Autodrome St-Eustache, Claude Aubin. Claude, first of all, how has the season gone so far?
So far, I can tell you, Brian, is the nicest, better seasons we never had already. We get a lot of people. Not too lucky with the weather, but still we get a record and assistance.
And of course, we look forward to a lot of other things as we go into the last half of the season. What are some of the things we can expect going into September?
Well, like we do in every year, on a Friday night, that's a drag. Every Saturday night, stock car to middle of September. And we have a big show, special event, and the Sunday, like the exposition, worker holiday, you know, it's the 4th of September. A lot of action before the season get over.
And of course, we should mention the motorcycle racing as well. And as you said, a beautiful car show coming up in September. So we wish you the rest of luck from here in.
Anyway, we're going to have that big event with Harley Davidson then 2 weeks from now. So it's going to be a big, big weekend. It's going to be the last race here for Superbike with Alan Labrosse, promoters. And there's a lot of action before the season get over.
And of course, there'll be an ACT race as well in September.
I hear that's 11th of September and Sunday afternoon. It'll be a big show.
Well, thanks for joining us, Claude, and it's time to get on with the racing in the Snap-on 100. We start by taking a peek at the points board, the Canadian Tire Championship before the race, and we saw that Snap-on racer number 18, Andre Corsal, led the points, followed by Michel Paquet and Martin Lacombe. As we got the first of two qualifying heats underway, Serge Etier in the 97 out of Laval, Quebec, was your leader. He was followed by Christian Caz of Printemps, Quebec, and the 43 of Michel Paquin of Lac-Cartier in the Lumina. Etier continued to lead this first qualifying heat, although he was closely followed by Christian Caz. Caz in his second show of the year at the Autodrome. Moving right into the second qualifying heat for the Canadian Tire Championship in the Sportsman Division. We saw that Sylvain Lacombe was the early leader, followed by Alain Perron. The leader's brother, Martin Lacombe, held down third place, and in fourth was the Snap-on sponsored racer of Andre Corsal, but the win going to Sylvain Lacombe as he gets a great start for the feature night. Now we're into the 25-lap mini sportsman feature. Double points were offered for the Snap-on 100 night. The early lead on the outside was the 17 of Michel Ayotte of Belleuil in a Honda Accord, but quickly coming up to challenge him from the inside in a Volkswagen Scirocco was Vincent Bisson. He went by and Ayotte got sideways, but hung on for second so far. Bisson taking over this early lead, followed by Ayotte, but coming up to fill the third spot, the very strong number 50 of Daniel Charest. He's the points leader as we went into this event. Moving ahead, we find that now Charest has taken over the lead in the number 50 as he's driving his Ford EXP very well here tonight. Second position belongs to the 49 of Vincent Bisson Longueuil in the Scirocco. And now third is the 34, Didier Gomez of Saint-Constant. He's driving a Toyota Celica. So a real mix of the types of cars once again in this very competitive mini sportsman class. 2 laps remaining as Charest is still your leader. Bisson hanging on to second. These are the top 2 guys in the points as well. So this battle goes on week after week. Shara comes by, takes the white flag, 1 lap remaining. Daniel Shara in the 40 XP from St. Catherine, Quebec. You see Gomez back there in third. He has moved up and has got a strong third as he's going down towards checkers, but Shara will take the win. Daniel Shara taking the win in the Intercom set of his championship race here as we look at the board, and he is also the points leader with 775 points, followed by second place Carr, who's also second on the points, Vincent Bisson. Right behind him is Michel Ayotte, and then it's Didier Gomez and Michel Robert rounding out the top 5. Time now for a break at Autodrome St-Eustache. We'll be back with the Snap-on 100. It's time now to look at our upcoming events board at Autodrome St-Eustache. On August 28th and 29th will be the Yamaha Cup for the motorcycle road racers. Then the car show, Auto Expo, September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And as part of that weekend will be the Skoll Incorporated 2 50-lap races for the Grand Regional class on September 3rd. We continue with the Snap-on 100. It's the feature, 25 laps for double points. And it's the Quaker State Production class coming into action here. Leading it away on the front row are the 2 heat winners, the number 19 on the inside, Alain Brunet, and right alongside him is Joël Léger. And Léger quickly pounces on the lead with his number 40 car and pulls out into a commanding lead rather early here. Léger brothers very competitive in the points, and Joël Léger would certainly like a win so that he can move up once again and get a better position yet. Moving quickly now and dropping into second place is Maurice Pema in the number 25. Joël Léger continuing to lead it with that well-prepared car, as it always is. He and his brother both perform very well in this class, certainly due to the fact that the cars are very well prepared and maintained. As the leader takes the field down through turns 1 and 2 now with a commanding lead. We look a little farther back in the field and we see the 53 of Raymond Fournier gets sideways and collects both the 60 of José Léger, the brother of the leader, and also the 17 of Michel Leclerc. A couple of cars get by. As we move ahead in the race, it's the 25 of Maurice Pema, the Oldsmobile, that has moved into second place, and right behind him is the defending champion in this class, the number 9 of Alain Dubois. He's right on his back bumper. Back to the leader now. We see that Joël Léger is coming up on Serge Morin. We'll be putting a lap on him as Pema and Dubois continue to work through the field, getting by the number 19 of Alain Brunet. The leader challenging the back of Serge Morin with 2 laps to go. He'd like to put a lap on that slower car and put a little distance between him and the second and third place car, and he does so as he goes down the back chute. Pema and Dubois continue to hold down second and third. The field down through the straightaway area, and the 1 lap flag is out. The white flag, 1 lap remaining for leader Joël Léger. This would be a very important win, taking a second week in a row and moving up in the point standings. Pema still holds down second. Morin has gone a lap down now in the number 35 as we take the checkered flag here and complete it. Winning for the second week in a row is Joël Léger, followed by Maurice Pema and Michel Brunet. Looking at the Quaker State Championship, Michel Brunet only has a 1-point lead now. Joël Léger has moved to second with 926 points. His brother José 2 points back. Top 5 is completed by Alain Dubois and Normand Brunet. We go to the final laps in the mini novice feature, where we see the 53 of Michel Huot of Saint-Julie, who moved all the way from last to second. The win in this class went to the number 41 of Andy Ingram of Pierrefonds in a Volkswagen Rabbit. Andy Ingram's win here at the Autodrome put him into 12th place in the points. The points championship for the Centre-Escardin MD is led by Jocelyn Lacharité, followed by Mario Cloutier and Eric Racine. Looking at the mini amateur feature, we see the 30 of Pierre Bourbonnais, who finished first, but was disqualified because there was a weight in his car that wasn't properly anchored. The win went to Marco Leftakis in the number 1 from Candiac. We have a look again at the points board. And in the championship, sponsored by Centre-Escardin, Mario Fulham is the leader. There's a second place tie between 60-year-old Roger Marino and Réal Marier. Marco Leftakis is 4th in the points. And now it's time for the 25-lap Skoll Incorporated Grand Regional class. Double points up for grabs as we continue in the Snap-on 100. The leaders off the pole were the 2 heat winners, Jacques Lapelle in the 00 and the 83 of Lucien Campo. But Lapelle quickly pounced on the lead. He was racing with a brand new engine block as he had a little problem with the technical inspection of that former engine a few weeks ago. Campo, as we said, holding down second, although Lapelle seems to be very, very strong here tonight. Lapelle, the second-generation racer, is sponsored by Les Enchères Saint-Pierre. In 4th place, François Audette, the former road racer who we had a chance to talk to before the race.
I'm on the road racing for about 30 years. I race all kind of karts, Porsche, Trans Am, Formula Ford, Formula Atlantic, and GM Series, Honda Series, almost all kind. I race on a road race.
And what was your favorite series when you were racing on the road racing?
The series was all the same car and same kind of car, so you can be very competitive, and the driver make the big difference. The series like GM, Honda was very nice series to race.
François Audette certainly has found his spot in his first year of oval racing, a professionally prepared and very competitive car. The lead still belonging to Lapelle, followed by Campo, André Sylvain, François Audette, and Jean Boisvert rounding out the top 5 as we move right along here. Right now, we take a break, and we'll be back with the final laps in the Grand Regional at the Snap-on 100 at Autodrome St-Eustache. We're back at Autodrome St-Eustache as we continue with the feature event in the Grand Regional class as part of the Snap-on 100 night. We'd like to remind you that coming up on August 27th and 28th will be the Yamaha Cup, as the finest motorcycle racers in Canada will be coming to run on the road course here at the Autodrome. Back to the Grand Regional action, we still see Jacques Lapelle as the leader, followed by André Sylvain in the Valvoline number 4 and Lucien Campo in the 83 Oldsmobile. Moving on the outside and starting to go for 4th position is a guy who leads the points, Martin Goulet of St. Calix, as he runs in the number 38 car. Lapelle continuing the lead, followed by André Sylvain, once again holding down second. Coming around to complete another lap, Lapelle, Sylvain, and Campo in that order. Lapelle with a strong lead, but the other cars in second and third have also distanced themselves from the rest of the field here. We take a quick look up in turn number 2 where we've got a problem. Jean Boisvert has got a broken hub, and now the whole front suspension is rubbing on the speedway surface. Going back to the leader now as the 00 is heading down to the finish. The finish will take place under a yellow and a checkered flag combined due to Boisvert's car being stopped on the race course. Jacques Lapelle takes the win, followed by André Sylvain and Lucien Campo. Looking at the Skoll Incorporated Championship board, Martin Goulet, the fourth place finisher, still leads with 938 points. Followed by André Sylvain second, Lucien Campo is third. Fourth is Réal Carpentier, the fellow who drives the Dodge. Race winner Jacques Laperle is eighth in the points. Looking now at the novice feature where they had an 8-lap final event. It was the 282 of Martin Terrien, driving a Chevrolet Camaro from Saint-Anne-des-Plaines. Terrien dominated the latter part of this feature event and went on for the checkered flag in the win. We look now at the L'Oréal Garage Beauchamp Championship where we see Jacques Lalumière as the leader in the points, followed by Marc Fournier and Annie Légaré. It's the amateur class now, a 10-lap feature, and the number 160 of Paul Chagnon was the man to beat on this day, closely followed by the 148 of Jacques Robert. Paul Chagnon takes the checkered flag and the victory. The L'Oréal SDL Championship, Paul Chagnon, the race winner, is also the points leader with 702 points, followed by René Légaré and Guy Jubinville. And then it was time for the big 50-lap feature for the Canadian Tire Sportsman class as the fans had eagerly awaited this great final in the Snap-on 100 Cup. Double points up for grabs. 14 cars take the green flag. Sylvain Lacombe quickly pounced on the lead in the number 3, sponsored by R. Lacombe et Frères. Second place went to the 97. The other guy that went off the front row, Serge Etier. Lacombe, Etier take the lead. A bit of a battle farther back. It's third and fourth, but Christian Caz was charging on the inside and looking to pick up some space here. Etier, the second place man, is in the number 97 car. He drives a Chevrolet from Laval, Quebec, sponsored by Super Motosport. Lacombe, the leader, followed by Etier, and holding down third now is the X2 of Alain Perron. Then it's the fellow who's here for the second week in a row, Christian Caz from Pintan, Quebec, holding down fourth place. Lacombe quickly putting a lot of distance between himself and the rest of the field. Caz now finding a little problem holding off Michel Paquin from Lac-Cartier, Quebec, who's in fifth position. And then the other half of the Lacombe family holds down sixth in the 33 car. That's Martin Lacombe. Etier still in second, closely followed by Perron, Caz, and Paquin. Holding down eighth position is the points leader, Andre Corsol, in the number 18 Snap-on Lumina. Looking at the Quaker State corner, we see that Andre Fortin in the 65 has come to a stop. We go now to a short break. We'll be back at Autodrome St-Eustache. As we return to Autodrome St-Eustache on the Snap-on 100, we see the third and fourth place cars, the 97 of Serge Etier and the number 74 of Christian Caz. Now the 55 of Pierre Fournier, returning to action after a 5-year absence, goes around the outside of rookie Claude Lepage in the number 34. Sylvain Lacombe still leading the race. Alain Perron well in contention here. He holds down second place for this second-year driver from Terrebonne, Quebec. Some excellent showings throughout the season. So a couple of slower cars now, Fournier and Lepage, but Etier's working to the outside, Caz working to the inside. Caz gets boxed in right behind Claude Lepage, and Etier gets around the outside of him. Caz quickly recovering and taking his fourth position back. as the passing flag is being shown to the slower cars. Lacombe and Perron still your leaders. We remind you that next Saturday night will be Auto Hebdo night for a full night of stock car racing. And during the day on Saturday and Sunday will be the Yamaha Cup for the motorcycle road racers. Etier and Kaz putting up quite a battle here in third and fourth place throughout the latter stages of this feature event. As we wind down the Sportsman 50-lap race here in the Snap-on 100 night. Etier of Laval and Kaz from Pinton continue to battle for third and fourth place here. A lot of competition going on all the way through the field. Problems arise as Michel Grollo spins here between 1 and 2, and his cousin Steve Maher follows suit, and they're both stopped at the entrance to the number 2 corner, the Quaker State corner. The race continues. Lacombe still the leader, but Perron a lot closer now. So Sylvain Lacombe will have his work cut out for him, as Alain Perron has mounted a challenge from that second position in the X2. The signal from the stand now, 5 laps remaining. We should also remind all you car buffs that on September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th will be the Auto Expo. You'll see all kinds of hot rods, street machines, and antique cars on display with a show and shine here. And also great racing taking place on that Saturday night as well. But this classic battle between Etier and Kaz continues. We come around to complete another couple of laps as Lacombe continues in the lead. Second place still belonging to Alain Perron. Rounding out the top 5 now is Michel Paquin. The sophomore racer in the X2, Perron, had mounted a challenge a few laps back as he attempted to catch the leader, but seems to be satisfied with second now as there are only 2 laps remaining. Moving to 6th place is now the Snap-on number 18 of André Coursol. A little farther up, we see Christian Caz trying to sneak in on the inside of Etier, but Lacombe is heading into the final lap now as there is 1 lap remaining. The white flag is being shown to the entire field. Sylvain Lacombe now with less than a quarter mile to go as he heads for the checkered flag. As he comes out of turn number 4, a surprise as Pierre Fournier's car has gotten sideways, but he gets safely through and takes the win, followed by Alain Perron and Serge Etier. We go now to the Canadian Tire Championship board. André Coursol is still the points leader with 913, followed by Michel Paquin and Alain Perron. Martin Lacombe is 4th, and race winner Sylvain Lacombe is in 6th position. We now go to the upcoming events board where we see some interesting racing coming up. The National Karting Championship on September 5th, the ACT Tour here on September 11th, and the Winds Extend 300 on September the 25th. Next Sunday, racing at St-Eustache will be on CFCF and present the Chenoise Cup. All communication needs for this program are provided by CTM Location of Saint-Léonard, Quebec. That completes another week of racing on Autodrome St-Eustache with the Snap-on 100. This is Brian Mulligan thanking you for being with us. We look forward to seeing you all next week.